for Barrow. The closest the club ever came to glory was losing a Wembley Cup final in the 60s. So victory in tomorrow's John Player Trophy would be very sweet indeed. But the opposition is formidable. Warrington are in the running for all the big prizes. But they needed a replay to beat Castleford after this first semi-final match.
Robert Spur, you can see that little run, most effective. Only a little distance. A dummy turning back inside, they'll lose forward. Robert Beardmore, still going, jumping over, they must be in for a try. Barry Johnson's going to go on his own, the referee keeping a hot check on them. Ken Kelly going to try to dive in, and he does. And the crowd go mad.
But Barrow's semi-final victory was the more impressive. They met Hull, one of the league's most powerful sides, and in truth, nobody outside Barrow really thought they could do it.
6 points to 2, and away goes. Ian Ball looks fit. He's taking him on. He's going to the keeping to the touchline. Got it inside. What a wonderful pass. What a great try.
Well, Warrington and Barrow have met twice already this season, once in the Lancashire Cup, once in the league, with Warrington the narrow winners on both occasions. So will Barrow go into the final as underdogs?
Underdogs, no, certainly not. I think we've played them twice up here. We were unlucky both times. It was goal kicks that settled issue on both occasions. And they're a very professional side. They don't give a lot away.
They're going to be very cocky because they had a good win in the semi-final against Hull, and there's not many teams are beating Hull these days. Plus, our 2 games against Barrow was hard matches, and I think they're going to be confident. Yeah.
They're a good footballing side, Barrow, even though they've not had the most successful of seasons. Does that bother you?
It bothers us, yeah, but we can combat this, you know, we can tackle them out of the game. They've got some fast backs, and I think that's where they'll try to play us. But it will suit us, because I think we're 2 similar types of teams.
The town's alive. There isn't any seats left on any coaches, etc. There's 5 trains moving out of Barrow on Saturday morning. Yeah, town's really buzzing at present.
Just before we go to Wigan for the second half of the John Player Trophy final, the game between Warrington and Barrow. And by the way, Warrington at the moment lead by 11 points to 0, and that's the half-time score. We're going to bring you the result of our top try competition. You remember that we showed you 6 of the season's best tries and asked you to nominate your top 3 in order of precedence. Our judge was Eric Ashton, the former Great Britain player, and coach, and your selections had to match his. Well, here they are in reverse order. In 3rd place was try D, scored by Tim Wilby for Hull.
Outside and inside, very good. Good pass and the chase away by Tim Wilby. Is anybody going to catch him? He's cutting them off, and it's a try.
In 2nd place was try A, scored by Richard Thackeray for Warrington.
Nice break, lovely pass to Thackeray, coming onto the touchline, and he gets out of it, beats Fairburn, and he gets a very good individual try.
But the winner was try E, scored by David Finch for Castleford.
And in possession, Castleford, dark shorts, yellow jerseys, and pushing a lovely pass out to David Finch. Can he get through? He's got to go on his own, and he gets a marvellous try. What a cracking try for Castleford.
So now here we have the winning entry sent in by Mrs. Doreen Driver. She comes from 15 Constable Drive, Whirl, Weston-super-Mare, Avon. And in fact, here she is already enjoying her prize. Alongside her, I know, is her husband, Derek. And they are, in fact, enjoying their prize as a guest at the John Player Trophy final at Wigan this afternoon between Warrington and Barrow. Doreen comes from Keighley originally, and she's never lost the rugby league habit. Well, in the final, half-time score, Warrington 11, Barrow 0. Warrington scored 2 tries, both by the former Rugby Union international, John Bevan.
Oh, good in. right pass, and there's a support there, and it must be over. Must John Bevan. John Bevan scoring the first try. Interception, and the try must be John Bevan turning inside. Must be no doubt if he doesn't drop it, and he doesn't drop it. And they try to make it 11 points to 0.
Well, of course, Barrow have come back from the dead before, otherwise they wouldn't be in this highly prestigious occasion. As you can see, it's absolutely packed house at Wigan, where the game has been played on neutral ground. There's the half-time score. They're expected out any second now. Waiting for us and for them is Eddie Waring.
Well, thank you, Frank. Well, there it is. Barrow 0, Warrington 11. The order of scoring was first a drop goal with Warrington 1-0. Then John Bevan got a try, 4-0. Esford a goal, 6-0. Esford a penalty goal, 8-0. And Barrow had been playing 30 minutes before they won a scrum. You're looking at Warrington at this moment. And John Bevan's interception, which I'm glad you were able to see, almost on a half-time, 11-0. So can the Barrovians, who have brought a tremendous lot of support with them, can they do anything quickly? The team is Elliott fullback, McConnell, French, Ian Ball, Wainwright, halves Mason and Cairns, and forwards Chisnell, Allen, Flynn, James, Kirby and Hadley, and James and Sizemeiler. And team coach, I mentioned, has got a great footballer in his days, Frank Foster. Well, that's the Barrow side. And here's the Warrington side. Esford fullback, good on form with this kicking. Thacker, Duane, Bevan Kelly, halves Ken Kelly and William, and forwards Gordon Waller Case, Martin Potter, Hunter, Ferris, Nichols, sub, and team coach Billy Benyon. No changes, and off we go. 40 minutes. Is it going to be a grandstand finish, Esford, or a start for that matter? Well trapped by Mel Mason, ex-Leeds and Featherstone. And a remarkable crowd here today, and no doubt the support for rugby league of the season have been tremendous. Malcolm Flynn, Barrow and Hull. Lots of letters about last couple of weeks ago match, and tremendous following for that, and done a lot of good for rugby league. David Chisnall getting the ball out to Kevin James. Barrow was, of course, in that great match and beat Hull 13-10. But Stephen Kirby, I'm looking round to see if I can find where the break might come as far as the Blue and Whites are concerned. Got a few experienced players in their team. There's one Mel Mason, and scrum down. Barrow got there, beating Swinton 12-10, Huntsville 26-13, Lee 15-13, and Hull 13-10. That was Barrow's road to this final for the John Player Trophy. Warrington have got St Helens 14-12, OKR 11-7, Halifax 16-10, Castleford 22-10, and I kept my eye on the field at the same time. Their progress was being made across the field rather than an up and downer. Eddie Hunter, let you introduce to some of the players, and then you know you would like to cheer for. Nothing to stop you. Brian Case, big Brian Case, number 10. Warrington playing into the sun. Very strong sun too. Seems to be flitting around a bit, but 11-0. Coming Martin. Ian Potter. And the forward pass, but it was a near one to Ken Kelly from Potter. Ken Kelly, been a good footballer. Was still a very, very good footballer. Knows what the game's all about. Scrums 4-3 in the first half. Very little difference, with Warrington just shading it, and now getting one more. Getting the ball inside. Got to pick the ball up, but it doesn't. John Bevan, knock on. big crowd from John Bevan. This gentleman approached me just before the match. He said, "I'm John Bevan's father." He said, "We've got a lot of supporters here." So, well, I hope you enjoy it, and proceeded to tell me what is thought about the teams in the rugby league. So there's two of them. David Cairns, the feed. Score 11-0. 3 minutes gone. Second half. Well, Warrington have only lost once in their last 12 matches, and they lost at Wakefield 1914. And Barrow have won out of 3 out of 4, 3 of their last matches, which is taking care of that scrum with some useful information. And below me, he goes and knocks on after all that. Barrow have had great players in the past. Successors: Willie Orme, Brian Oldham, Phil Jackson, Dennis Goodwin, and Reg Parker, and a penalty. And he's got to fetch the football himself. Good crowd, you see the crowd there. Good ground. Central Park, taking it quickly. Neil Courtney, ex-St Helens. Score 11 points to 0. There's a little half dummy given, and getting his passing nicely, moving the ball about. Ian Potter well to the fore. 20 yards out. There's the official room. Ken Kelly. Still Warrington attacking and using the strength, using short passes. The openings there. Well, he was. They shut shot just before he went too far. Tony Waller. There must be something accrue from this. There seems to be an overlap, and it's probably a dead ball, and it is. So nothing accrued from it beyond the dead ball. John Bevan is to blame for that. If anybody, there he is. Very popular young man in rugby league football. Prize money, by the way. The winners will get £8,500 and the John Player Trophy, and runners-up get £4,000. Now we've got the man coming on now to the left with the referee, Size Myler, coming on, and he's a character with this fella. He's coming on for Allen, and not being getting the ball. Well, I'm sure he'll let his presence be felt. Well, Size Myler, who is Eddie Size Myler. But so far in the second half, it's been the progressing attitude of Warrington. And there's Size Myler into the job to begin with. That is quite a strong footballer. Oh, a half a break, but completed by John Bevan to play the ball. Strong sun, which will be going in shortly, I would imagine. Not afraid to throw the ball about. Ken Kelly. 25 yards line. Tony Waller. Very much a similar pattern. Is he going to have a drop at goal? He's going to have a drop at goal, and he gets it to Steve Hesford. He was line up. 7 minutes gone. He was standing, waiting, as it were, Hesford. No problem. And off he went. He'd opened the scoring after 10 minutes, 1-0. Now it's 12-0. So the pattern of the drop goals coming at regular intervals, and it's going to be a lot required from Barrow for this. John Bevan is Warrington's leading try scorer this season. Sun stays out, but the luck doesn't turn to Barrow at the moment. They'll have lots of fans down here and lots of fans listening in. But there's not a lot of encouragement at the moment, but they've just got to keep going. You never know. Brian Case. Nice short pass. Eddie Hunter running well. Clean jersey for Mike Kelly. Looking for someone to pass to. That's been the Billy Benyon, the coach. That's been his tactics. Getting somebody to come and support, and the ball's in touch. Bit hard lines with that. Just to keep you up to date, let you know what's happening. Warrington won the Lancashire Cup this season, beating Wigan. And they also beat the New Zealand Tourists 11-7. And this is Barrow's first final since 1967. And they won the Rugby League Cup against Featherstone. 12 points to 0. Warrington have the best defence in the first division. Indicated by the fact that Barrow so far haven't scored. Ken Kelly. Barrow have got a handful in this match. Oh, and that was a real ducking dummy. It's a good job he didn't connect. Tommy Martin. All his tackling, of course, is taking a lot of the strength of the Barrovians. You're going to have a go. Well, a penalty. What we call in rugby league crossing, an obstruction. It's a relieving penalty, I suppose. We're, by the way, if you want to know, are interested, we're on the main stand, up at the top of the stand at Central Park. The River Douglas runs behind us. I haven't checked on it, but I'm sure it does. 10 minutes gone. John Player Trophy final. Barrow 0, Warrington 12. Well, it's a good one, but he doesn't come very far. It's an across the field effort, but at least the signs of a determination to protrude is evident. Chisnall, one of them, Malcolm Flynn, the other, and the dummy half, David Cairns. Chisnall again, so you get introduced to them, and a good break indeed by David Cairns. This could be the chance. He had interference from two defenders, I don't mean wrongly. Can he go down the middle on his own, David Cairns? And the penalty. And the penalty against Eddie Sizemeiler. Come on with a clean jersey and the sub. Must have said something or done something. No changes, by the way, but Warrington have already beaten Barrow twice this season. And that's a fairly unusual way to kick, but often done by some footballers. Place it down and taking the shot a go. Frank Foster is the Barrow coach, longest serving coach with one club in rugby league, and he's quite a character, was in his playing days. Could have done with him at the moment, but in his halcyon days, not as now. I gone for an interception, but he didn't. Ian Potter playing a long time in their own half, and that doesn't bring joy to the would-be attackers. Derek Hadley. I'm sure all players have been mentioned about twice, particularly the defensive side required. Kev Chisnall, you remember one of the Eric Chisnall, the St. Helens, they were all St. Helens lads in the first place. Good long one, but he's got to come back. They're not. David Cairns managed to get out of that, and it looked very much like an obstruction. Warren, watch Billy Thompson come dashing up there. He won't stop out of it so long if he thinks they're being wrongly tackled. Against the sun, he takes it. Steve Hesford. Mike Kelly. Ryan Case. Ken Kelly again. And still 12-0, just in case it's just come in and the set hasn't warmed up yet. 40 minutes gone, second half. Oh, good inside pass. And the penalty. The referee saying he pushed his leg out and made an illegal tackle. Eddie Size-Myler. And the kick is due to be taken for Warrington. I believe the Barrow fans, and I was talking to Bill Oxley, one of the chairman of the Rugby Football League, to be so next, and they felt that this was going to be their day. But so far it hasn't developed. Penalty 7-4. $50 minutes gone. Second half, no score. 12 points to 0. And this is well within the capabilities of Steve Hesford. 94 goals this season and 1 drop, 5 tries. Ex-Wild Rugby Union. The whole family of Hesford. The sporting fanatics. It's going to stay out. It's not going to curl in as he hoped it would. Leading point scorer in Rugby League this season. And second is Ian Ball, who's on the opposite side. Number 4, the man who's got the ball. We saw him in this tremendous match, or that tremendous match, a couple of weeks ago. They still talk about both in and out of rugby league circles. I know that with the heavy mail I've had asking for further details. And Brian Case. The pattern is a little static at the moment, and it was now there's the break. It is fast enough to go the length of 3/4, but he just got himself tangled up. David Chisnall. I have the feeling that if Barrow were to score, they would feel they could open up a little bit more, but at the moment they're sort of suffering of the lead. 12-0. Is it a chance? Well, it was half tackled. Well, the little thing like obstruction on Flynn was evident, but the thing is, getting the ball after it's being kicked over the stand. Well, he's not got over the stand, so from that point they take another kick. So they're fans, loyal fans from Barrow, hoping to see something accrue. There's a blue and white flags saying, can we have a try? 12-0, Kevin James. 5 points here would give Barrow an awful lot of endeavour. Could this be it? Davy Elliott, Furness Rugby Union. Just showing signs of coming back. Supporting play there. And then they lost the ball. They'd done this approach work brilliantly. Couldn't maintain it, lost the ball to the experienced Whites. Well, clean white jersey almost of Ian Dewayne, trying to break away. There's a liveliness evident in the attack, but Mr. Glazebrook is on. He's a touch judge. And I don't know what he's saying, but he's saying don't do it again, for sure, and gets a penalty given. It's injury to Ian Dewayne. Well, it takes all sorts to make a picture, and the score is 12-0. The crowd's still loving it. Ooh, you see how the roar proceeds a tackle, and it's getting... Oh! Well, Eddie Hunter and Tony Wainwright. So now the committee meeting, where we'll have to decide what's what, if anything. I'm not the judge. Penalty to against Eddie Hunter, penalty to Barrow, and Tony Wainwright's all right. The in-ball, the kick. So there's quite a little bit of endeavour and liveliness and effectiveness on one side coming into the match. The urgency must now be produced by Barrow. It's, as they used to say in the olden days, muck and nettles, because there were 20 minutes ago. They're now score 12-0. They've not got to push in a lot of finishing. You can tell with the crowd. It's going to be plenty of hardness in the match. That's a nice word. Penalty. Ken Kelly standing offside, now get him back. Going for the points, of course, rather than going just for the 2 points. The effectiveness of a try and a goal, 5 points, will put some new heart into it all. What Derek Chisnall ran on the field, well, he was on the field, but he ran to one of his mates and either decided to give a number for the scheme they have. Malcolm Flynn. Well, that's, I think, what Steve Kirby would have been getting a numbered effort. David Cairns trying a goal here. Is it possible? Well, it's possible, but is it likely? 12-0. Chisnall, big strong lad. But there's enough of them. Have they got the ball from him? Nope. Here's a try coming up, interception. And it's there by Ian Dewayne. It stood out like a mile. It was a long lob effort. Dewayne just took it and away, as quick as you can say, Warrington into the opposite half. That being held by Barrow. Good crowd. See the crowd. Halfway line. Tony Wainwright's gone up on the job to be the coming out. Well, there might not be a lot of scoring, but there's a lot of incident, to say the least. This is the strength of Warrington, the wire pullers. Famous Brian Bevan's team, and a lot awkward up and under from Kelly. Got to be a brave man there. So the reception committee coming on to him as it takes the Kevin James. Points to 0. 16 minutes to go. There it is, Barrow 0, Warrington 12. And the crowd, good crowd, enjoying it. It's been a fruitful competition as this for Warrington during the past 2 seasons. They've won just short of £20,000 in this competition. So Wall there is just looking for some inspiration, some finishing. They've been near to it, but so far there's still nothing on the board. He wasn't offside. Close decision. Billy Thompson, the referee, was good. Halfway line. The ex-Wasps, Mr. French. Nigel to his mates. A good turning in pass. Playing ball. The man who could really bring something out. You remember the last match, which I keep referring to. There's a chance. There's a chance. Nigel French. Winger Ralph McConnell. Near enough, but not far enough, and a scrum down. And Billy Thompson is not having any argument about the job. The scrums, by the way, Warrington 7, Barrow 3. The referee's got to be standing very sharpish up to the scrum. If he doesn't, there could be trouble. We've got the ball in, but the referee says it's Warrington. 40 minutes to go. Half time was 11-0. The score is now 12-0. 25 yards line. Well, there is no doubt about that being a knock-on, and we've got one player changed now into a decent pair of shorts, so that's very good at the full-back position. Steve Hesford. Warren, by the way, won the Lancashire Cup this season, beating Wigan 26-10. Come in, the short side, he could make, that's 3 times he's found a creation but not a finishing. Mason, and the support, and from kickable position. That's another thing you've always got to remember about. Near enough to the post to add another 2 points. Eddie Sizemara. Big David Chisnell. Just a little bit of slowness there. Half a dummy by Steve Kirby. There's enough men for something to get, and he must get a try, and it's Mel Mason. Mill Mason gets the try after 28 minutes, making it 12-3. Let's have a look at it. This was the good bit about it, half a dummy, and then the supporting play from Hadley to Mason. And after a lot of endeavour and effort, at least they get onto the score sheet, 12 points to 3. Mill Mason, ex-Featherstone, leads 3 tries in the last 3 games, got in the semi-final. So that's something for the Yorkshireman. Meanwhile, the football score. And a stretcher coming on to the field. Well, Hunter goes to the dressing room. Let's hope it's not a serious one. The game has been very clean, very hard, but not at a really robust one even. So 12 points to 3. And Eddie Hunter goes to the dressing room. And kicking a goal and scoring it is Ian Ball to open the game up 12 points to 5. So that should put a lot of heart and impetus and endeavour and what you want into this match with Barrow 5, Warrington 12, 10 minutes to go, grandstand finish. Bob Eccles coming on to the field, a sub. In fact, 15 replaces the 13.
And the substitution for Warrington, number 15, Bob Eccles, for number 13, Eddie Hunter.
A bit of an appeal there for a high tackle, but the referee just said nothing. Well, this is the attendance has here been very good. The 13,000, the best of the John Player effort match so far. And Ball coming back into his own halfway line. We're getting a little too near. The touch edge is in. Mr. Carter, who's he referring to? Fetching somebody from the touch line, which is Mike Kelly. But whatever he did, don't you dare do it again or else. Barrow making a grandstand finish. Is it going to be sufficient to break down the solid now defence? Warrington with 10 minutes to go, the score 12-5. Position is right. Trying to go and make it 12-10, and the Barrow fans, for possibly one of the early stages, now being supported strongly. Eddie Sizemeiler, Warrington defending, Barrow attacking. Only margin of some point, a dummy. Pretending to pass the ball, and it doesn't. Needs to get it into the open play. He was one of the strong men. Derek Hadley had really no choice but to try to go on his own. Side Marler, strong lad. Half a dummy, as it were. Oh, a very nonchalant pass there, omitting it. And he get the pass in, or the ball in rather than the pass, Kevin James. Ball possession now, which hasn't been the forte of the whole of the match as far as Barrow are concerned, but it's essential now. 8-4 scrum actually for Warrington. And this is warming the cockles of the heart of the fans, but ball possession vital at that moment. Came out to Steve Hesford, who made 20 yards with a vengeance. That's what happened in the first half. Didn't quite get going. 6 minutes to go. Less, in fact. The extra man in the a little bit of pushing and shoving between two players, but good refereeing tells them to get away from each other and continues to referee without any trouble. And the big fella, Bob Eccles, nice, clean and tidy at this moment of the match, only just come on. Good grubber kick to Ralph McConnell. Usually there's a reception committee of about 3 or 4 at this moment of the match. 12-5. Five minutes plus injury time, a long one. Well intercepted by Ian Ball. Not the knock on, he says, about Derek Hadley's pass. And the crowd are still staying to see this match. Only 12-5 got out of that one. Well, as often say, no quarter asked, none given, and Myler did just that, and 6 tackle coming up, which you know by now has come down after it. It's too far. The kick was too far. Steve Hesford took it. They wanted a little tap and then a belt at it. See the crowd, they're not shifting yet. They're seeing this match through to the end. And the 4 minutes to full time. John Bevan. Mike Kelly. Oh, this is breaking good. Mike Kelly still going. Best bit of work taken by David Elliott. A long pass, but it got lost en route, knocked on, and a very good effort fell away from a would-be scorer. Reg Parker, one of the rugby league greats in the past, here today. Of course, they've always got a good following, the Willie Horns and the Jimmy Luthwaite and many others. In a lot for rugby league football in the outpost, as they used to call it. Three minutes to go. A sensational try for a long way would give a last-minute effort to save this match. 12-5. Well taken. Steve Kirby had some good runs, Kirby. I think there's a bit of Cumberland wrestling going on there. Signal and Tommy Martin, ex-Battle ex-Lee, kicking the touch. All good friends at heart. Good kick by Ian Ball. Time running out. 2 minutes plus injury time. We've got Mal Mason injured in his own 25-yard line. Ten yards out from the scrums. The ball required going on the blind side. And rather unfortunately, McConnell had gone field. So he had to go on his own and couldn't use the opposite wing as a foil. Well, to be said for Barrow that towards the end they came back, but the power of it could be going in. Mal Mason. We're saying the power of Cully and company has always been evident. Nigel French right on the line. Can they get trying to go? Well, that effort.
Goes to the Warrington, number 11,
Tommy Martin got the award for the man of the match. One minutes gone, and player of the match gets a silver shovel and a check. Fighting back again. Now Warrington often in the defence, turning it into an attack. 12-5 score. Well, there's the man of the match, just Bob behind. There he is, standing still. Bob Eccles. Well, the football has never ceased to be moving backwards and forwards. Bit of a Cumberland hype there, but by the Lancastrian, or Cheshireman, would we say. 25 yards line. 1 minute of injury time, and the whistle goes for time. Warrington 12, Barrow 5, and Warrington have already won the Lancashire Cup this season. And the presentation is going to be made by Richie Harrison, Marketing and Sales Director of the John Clare and Son. So the crowd come rushing on to the field, and this is the moment where there's got to be winners and there's got to be losers. 11-0 at half-time, and then 12-0, 12-3, and 12-5. It's they've won this competition for the third time, so they can feel justifiably proud. And there's the fellow whose father has come up from the valleys with his pals to see the triumph of him, John Bevan. And this is the trophy.